On here. Resume recording. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Instant Shakespeare Company on April 2nd, 2026, and today is an open forum to really focus on Shakespeare all year long and Shakespeare as it relates to the calendar and nature. And so, I think one of the things that we always kind of started when we were just doing in-person readings, we generally start our season with Julius Caesar around March 15th, because beware the Ides of March. And since that one really ties in very specifically to the calendar. And we've also found there are other plays that we do during the year that tie in, obviously Twelfth Night. We do around Twelfth Night now, and then also one of the ones that we've done a lot is doing Henry V around St. Crispin's Day, October 25th. And so, of course, there's many sort of battles in the various history plays that relate to specific times, and so you can sort of tie into them in that way. And they're interesting little oddities of the calendar, like right around June 28th and June 29th, that June 28th was actually Henry VIII's birthday, and June 29th was the date when the globe burned down during a performance of Henry VIII.
Henry VIII, yes.
1613, that great thing, which then led to them rebuilding it with tile rather than a thatched roof, until, of course, the Puritans tore it down. But
Puritans were really awful. They always are.
Yes,
They
yes,
don't have any fun, so they don't want anybody else to have any fun.
exactly, yes. And if I thought that, I'd whip him if I knew he was a Puritan. I think they say that.
Yeah, Sir Toby says that, or Andrew says that.
Yes, Andrew says that about Malvolio, who's very much
Right.
a Puritan, like no fun for you.
Right.
Yeah, and so that's so I think there's lots of other opportunities of various sorts of things. Like, actually, we're going to do our reading of King John around June, near to June 12th, on June 9th, because June 12th is the date of the signing of the Magna Carta.
Oh,
Which,
wow. That's great.
although it's like it is the big historical thing about King John, it is not actually depicted in the play, but in the Victorian era, they did. I think there was because they would do in those times of like Henry Irving and people like that, they had really huge, elaborate, enormous sets and set pieces. And apparently for King John, they had like a whole sort of tableau vivant, sort of acting out the signing of the Magna Carta, even though it's not anything
What
to do
exactly,
with
what did the Magna Carta say exactly?
Limited the power of the kings and yeah,
the kitty.
limited power of the kings. It
Yeah.
said people have a right to, representation and
Oh,
stuff.
no more King's Day, huh? Is that
No,
what
it's
Magna
not a
Carta-
no King's Day.
Nobody
They
mentioned
had
it, right? Can you believe
Yeah.
that? With all this King's Day shit? No, pardon, all this King's, erase that. All the King's Day, nobody said the Magna Carta. I'm
No,
surprised.
but the Magna
Yeah.
Carta didn't eliminate the king. It just limited his powers in certain ways.
Right.
Yeah, and it's really important because it was the sort of start of things, of having some sort of controls over royal power. But England, they threw out, and it got to the point with the Puritans where they threw out the king, threw out the theater, and then after 18 years they got sick of the Puritans and brought the king back. And
They got bored.
Yeah.
They got
Well,
bored.
who was running the show if they threw out the kings?
They
was it-
had Cromwell, who was a big old Puritan, who was no fun at all.
And he
Yeah.
ran the entire country, all of England?
Yeah. What was the Parliament? It was a civil war where the sort of the Puritans, religious extremists, overthrew the government and executed the king. But
Right.
then his son Charles I, and then his son Charles II was in the Restoration when they came back.
And
So-
theater came back.
Yes, yes. And women were finally allowed on the English stage
Right.
because they had been on stage in Europe,
France. Yeah.
and that was what the king was used to, and because the king was a big fan of the theater and also a big fan of the actresses.
Yeah, he
My
was.
friend was a painter, and he also got into the nuns. He was very involved with Catholicism, and he would paint nuns. But he got involved. He found an old play that a nun had written, before Shakespeare, and the nuns had acted in it. These women had acted out in these plays, and he did a whole play and sketches of these nuns doing her play.
Oh, wow.
There were actors, women actors, even if those Shakespeare's time didn't use it, there were women actors doing other things.
There were in the 1300s and stuff. Yeah, in 2 centuries before Shakespeare, there were women actors in England in like the mystery things and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There was some
Yeah, well,
things.
and also under King James with the masks,
Mhm.
they did these things that weren't really public performances; they were court performances, and the Queen and her ladies in waiting would often perform in those. You
They
know,
would be goddesses and
yes,
nymphs, things
exactly.
like that. It was fun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But anyway, so those are some of my thoughts in terms of like Shakespeare in the calendar. Like you could do Richard III around August 22nd for the Battle of Bosworth Field,
Oh,
who
you know
was
when
the
the
last king of England to die on the field of battle, and also the last king of England to actually directly go onto the field of battle. Since then they kind of realized, no, I don't think I'm
it's
gonna.
like, I don't need to
You
do
guys
this.
take care of that.
You
You
guys,
guys take
you
care of that.
guys go fight.
You always
Yeah.
see them standing on a hill watching it all with a bunch of guys around them. That's how they do it in the
Yeah.
movies, having them up there, looking overseeing the battles.
Well, the Shakespeare with the seasons thing made me think of A Winter's Tale, how
Mhm.
it's so allegorical. Like it starts with all this dark winter stuff, and then it ends with the shepherd's spring pageant. I
Mhm.
think Shakespeare was definitely Shakespeare because he's so tied in with rural country life and stuff like that in a way that, one of the
That's a
Lord's.
very interesting play where it goes from a very stiff palatial place down to like a shepherds in the country. I like that play. It's one of my favorites.
It's beautiful. And then,
Yeah.
of course, you have Midsummer Night's Dream. I think there's so many of Shakespeare. And even in Richard III, where he talks about the winter of our discontent, he has Shakespeare has some of the most gorgeous nature imagery and seasonal imagery and plant imagery.
Yeah, no, you were just talking earlier about going to this Shakespeare garden, and
In the Brooklyn Botanical Garden, it has a whole section.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
And I have in
because
California too, the Burlington. One of them, we went to a giant museum and they had all kinds of herbs, you know.
Mhm. Oh, and then of course there's in Romeo and Juliet, as Jackie mentioned, the friar,
The
Friar
fire,
Lawrence,
yeah, right,
talking
Mhm.
about the
right.
different plants and the whole growing, and in Richard II also, the gardener. There are so many garden metaphors, the kingdom being like a garden, the a good ruler being like a good gardener, and the plants would be blighted if the king was not, Oh,
Mhm.
in Midsummer Night's Dream, the whole Titania Oberon thing, where their quarrel of elements of nature reflects in, plague and bad crops and flooding and, pestilence of the cattle and all that. And that's all a reflection of the higher powers being in dissonance. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that is. There's so much stuff that really is about nature and about the sort of joy of being in nature that really I think fits with Shakespeare's, I mean, biography of being someone who grown up in the country and came to the city, but still
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
lose his
But what is it,
appreciation.
As You Like It, where they all retreat, so the king has been thrown out?
Woods.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Those wonderful speeches where they talk. I love that speech where they talk about the animal who has been shot with an arrow, and how he moans. They was thinking about he's not dead yet, and like the animal is looking at its own life as it passes on. It's a strange play.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's got lovely stuff there. Yeah, they one of the
Yeah,
lords, he just has this thing about Jake I mean, pining over the deer,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really I saw a really very interesting production where where they began it, that like it was when they were in the woods in those first scenes, it's like it's still winter.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so it's that, and then sort of like after Orlando gets there, it's as it's become, it's spring, and then everybody's, I mean, much more comfortable and happy, and I mean it's just, it's an interesting way that you can sort of play with the change of the seasons.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Shakespeare's full of
Yeah, well,
nature.
it's interesting though, the play we just recently where the what was the year which one did we just read where the king doesn't allow the women, the king said that he and his guys were not going to have anything to do with women for 3 years.
A
So
love's labor lost.
what?
Love's labor
Oh,
lost.
right. And she has a bow and arrow and she's going to shoot this animal. And they discuss the discussion about the animal and her being they talk about shooting animals, which he comes up with, having you making you look at the fact of you're killing, from the animal side of it in a couple of his plays, which I find interesting.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, it is there is that, and the change of the seasons. And so are there any particular things people would like to do or share?
Well, she and I, we were going to do the Comedy of Errors, or we could do Midsummer
It's
Night's
not
Dream, Romeo and
well.
Juliet. What do
You know what? Let's do that Comedy of Errors thing. It has nothing to do with the seasons, but I'll do that Adriana. I haven't practiced it or anything, but I'll do it. The Adriana Abbess thing.
Oh, you're going to do the Abbess, or should I do?
What? Tell me what you want.
Well, I want to do the Abbess, but I don't really
Okay.
care. We do okay. We could change, or you can do the young women. We can switch off at one point.
No,
Okay,
if we're gonna do what, let's keep it consistent.
okay.
You do
I'll
the
start.
Abbess this time. I'll do the
I'll,
Abbess another time. Okay.
okay. I'll start with the line, "How long hath this possession held the man?"
Okay, let me find this because I have an old,
Act
this
Fine,
like
Scene
the
One. Do
print.
you have?
The print is tiny, tiny, tiny. Let me get some more light here. Yes, that helps. It's bad lighting for me, but at least I can see the script.
Do you have the
Uh,
same, is it from the Blue Book? Do you have the same thing from,
it
or you,
won't, it will be different, but it will be close enough. Okay,
Act
go
Five,
ahead.
Scene One,
Go
where I
ahead.
say, "How long hath this possession held the man?"
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, give it to me. Go on.
How long hath this possession held the man?
This week he hath been heavy, sour, sad, and much different from the man he was. But till this afternoon, his passion never brake into extremity of rage.
Hath he not lost much wealth by wrack of sea? Buried some dear friend? Hath not else his eye strayed his affection in unlawful love? A
Hmm.
sin failing much in youthful men, who give their eyes the liberty of gazing. Which of these sorrows is he subjected to?
To none of these, except it be the last, namely some love that drew him off from home.
Well, you should have then reprehended him.
Why, so I did,
Ay, but not rough enough.
as roughly as my modesty would let me,
Happily in private.
and in assemblies too.
Ay, but not enough.
It was the copy of our conference. In bed he slept not for my urging it. At board he fed not for my urging it. Alone it was the subject of my theme. In company I often glanced it. Still did I tell him it was vile and bad.
And therefore came it that the man was mad. The venom clamors of a jealous woman, poisons more deadly than a mad dog's tooth. It seems his sleeps were hindered by thy railing, and thereof came it that his head is light. Thou sayest, his meat was sauced with thy upbraidings. Unquiet meals make ill digestions. Thereof the raging fire fever bred. And what's a fever but a fit of madness? Thou sayest his sports were hindered by thy brawls. Sweet recreation boy, what doth ensue but moody and dull melancholy? Kinsmen to grim and comfortless despair, and at her heels a huge infectious troop of pale distemperatures and foes to life, in food, in sport, and life-preserving rest to be disturbed with mad or man or beast. The consequence is then thy jealous fits have scared thy husband from the use of wits.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, is that, you want to
you
stop
could do,
there?
you could do the other daughter too. She never
She never reprehended him, but mildly, when he demeaned himself rough, rude, and wildly. Why beat you these rebukes, and why bear you these rebukes, and answer not? She did betray me to my own reproof. Good people, enter and lay hold on him.
No, not a creature enters in my house.
Then let your servants bring my husband forth.
Neither. He took this place for sanctuary, and shall privilege him from your hands till I brought him to his wits again, who'll lose my labor in assaying it.
I will attend my husband, be his nurse, diet his sickness, for it is my office. Wait, where is it? And will have no attorney but myself. And therefore, let me have him home with me.
Be patient, for not let him stir, till I've used the approved means I have, with wholesome syrups, drugs, and holy prayers, to make of him a formal man again, is a branch and parcel of mine oath, a charitable duty of my order. Therefore depart and leave him here with me.
I will not hence and leave my husband here, and ill it doth beseem your holiness to separate the husband and the wife.
Be quiet and depart, thou shalt not have him.
Complain unto the Duke of this indignity. Come, go. I will fall far prostrate at his feet, and never rise until my tears and prayers have won his grace to come in person hither, and take perforce my husband from the abbess.
Scene. That was fun.
Great. Thank you. Thanks so much. It's so funny. It just,
Drop in and say hello.
Hello.
hey, Katie.
Hi. Hey, Kitty.
Are we reading Saturday?
Saturday is the in-person Tempest at
Yeah.
at
I signed up
Columbus.
for that. Do I
Yeah,
have
you're still on for that. So yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite plays. I did it in high school. I played
Mhm.
Ariel in ninth, 10th grade.
Great. Cool. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah. So that's what we don't. This is the Zoom thing for the week, and then yeah, we have the in-person one that I won't be able to be at, but Ken will be there. He's the
okay.
playmaster for that, and he's got a number of people for that. So
Oh,
that's
so
that's
should
it
I
next week.
contact him for casting?
He
I
knows.
think,
He knows. Yeah, he's been
oh, he knows.
in
Okay.
touch with me.
I'm not sure whether I've signed up or what.
You should
Yeah.
tell him you're doing it because he wasn't sure. So
Oh.
tell him.
Yeah, yeah. You should probably.
Yeah, tell him
Okay,
immediately
I'll
you're
send him
doing
an
it.
email.
Yeah, because he wasn't sure if you were doing it or not.
What?
He wasn't sure if you were going to do it or not.
Oh,
So tell him you're doing it.
yeah, I will. I'm going to send an email right now. It's my
Okay.
favorite play.
Great.
High school.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, it's a great one. It's my favorite too.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
All righty. Take care, Kitty.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Take care,
stopping
Kitty.
by.
Bye.
Oh,
So
Paul,
No, I'm
we were
not
going to
doing
read.
it then.
Paul, do you want to read the Midsummer Night's Dream?
sure. Let me
Okay.
just.
Oh, Paul, you want to do the Oberon Titania from
That's I
the
think what Jackie's got in mind. I think.
Okay, Jackie, can I do that one since you did the Abbess?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Knock myself out, huh?
I don't
And
mind
since
at
I'm
all.
not doing Ariel, but I'll do a bit of Ariel here.
Go ahead.
My songs
You
too.
two do this.
Okay,
You do
so
it,
let
and
me
I'll watch.
find Midsummer Nights in this thing. This is one of those old, and it's falling apart. This is one
Oh
of
yeah.
those complete
I
volumes.
have one. I have
I
one
have
of them.
many complete folios, but yeah.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
the Webster, and then I have
Right.
an old from an old set. Yeah, we have actually stuff in here that were like families, like there's somewhere somebody in the family had Shakespeare
Yeah.
books on their shelves.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah, no, I've got some really nice.
yeah, where's the Titania Oberon?
Act 2, Scene 1.
Thank you so much. If anybody would know, you would know. Act 2, Scene 1. Okay, so let's see. Right, it's after the two. Ah, okay, so you want to start from Ill Met by Moonlight?
Sure, sure.
Go for it.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? Fairies skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou wast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of corn sat all day, playing on pipes of corn, and versing love to amorous Phillida, why art thou here? Come from the farthest steeps of India, but that forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress, to Theseus must be wed, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus, for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair eagles break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since middle summer's spring met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountains, or by rushy brooks, or in the beached margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land, have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain. The plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere the youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned fields, and crows are fatted with the murrian flock. The nine man's morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint maize and the wanton green, for lack of tread, are indistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter cheer. No night is now with him or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, governess of all floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air. With rheumatic diseases do abound, and thorough this distemper, we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts fall in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Heim's thin and icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the chilling autumn, angry winter, change their wonted liveries, and the mazed world by their increase knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and originals.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive, and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she being mortal of that boy did die. And for her sake I do rear up the boy, and for her sake I will not.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in a round, and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for the fairy kingdom. Fairies away, we shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury.
That was very nice.
Yay!
Hey, I want to do Act One, Scene 3. I want to read the nurse in Romeo and Juliet. I want to try that. If you would do the wife, would you read the wife? It's one, three.
Lady Capulet.
Yeah, would you read her?
Sure.
Capulet's lady, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so where is it?
Well,
Let
it's
me look
Act
this
One,
up in
Scene
my
but the
door
nurse,
stuff.
she comes in and says, "Where's my daughter? Call her forth to me."
Okay, let me find this. Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, Act One, Scene 3. And I think one of the things that, I mean, you said about Lady Capulet. This idea of Lord and Lady Capulet is something we get from modern editors. In the first folio, it's Capulet's lady, Capulet's wife. And it's actually very interesting. In the folio, her prefixes change from wife, mother, old lady. And it
She's
is.
very old.
She isn't very old because
She's
she
very
was a
old.
kid. She says she was
Child bride.
yeah, a child bride, and
He's maybe old, but she's not. He's
no,
probably 20, 30 years older than her.
absolutely, yeah, because you do, I mean, and it's also actually it's also in this play does I mean because this scene also ties in specifically with the calendar because Lammas Eve, I mean that's July 31st, so
Right,
we
right.
know when the play is set that it's set on
Yeah.
July 17th, you know.
And Juliet is a Leo.
It's a nice scene. Let's read that scene.
Okay, so all right, now I don't suggest we do the whole scene, but let's do up to Lady Capulet says, enough of this, I pray thee hold thy peace. From the
Okay,
beginning of
if
it.
you don't want to do her speech, okay, that's fine. Wait, enough of
Well,
this.
you're doing the nurse, but I mean nurse just goes
No, I was
into
just saying because the the old lady has she talks about what say you can you love the gentleman. You don't want to do that part.
Oh, no, that's okay. I have some other things I want to do.
Oh, okay. So we're going as far as enough of this.
Yeah, I pray thee hold
Wait,
thy peace. Yes.
oh,
Okay.
wait.
From the beginning. From nurse, where's my daughter? That's like a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right. Go ahead. Start. Okay.
Okay. Nurse, where's my daughter?
Oh,
Call
now
her,
about my
call her
maiden.
forth to me.
At 12-year-old, I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? Oh, God forbid. Where's this girlie? What Juliet?
How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give me leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me. Thou'st here heard our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I lay 14 of my teeth in it to my teen be it spoke I had but 4. She's not 14. How long is it not now till Lammas tide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even an odd of all days in the year come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14, that shall she marry. I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years, and she was weaned, I never shall forget it, of all the days of the year upon that day. For I then laid wormwood to my dog sitting in the sun under the dove house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Yeah, I do bear of rain. But as I said, when it did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my dog and felt it bitter, pretty fool, to see it touchy full out the dog, shake quoth the dove house, 'twas no need, I trow to bid me trudge. And since that time it is 11 years, for then she could stand alone, nigh by the road, she could have run and waddled all about, for even the day before, for she broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? That would fall backward when thou hast more wit, will thou not, Jewel? And by my holy Dan, the pretty wretch left crying and said, I, to see how a jest shall come about. I warrant, and I should live 1,000 years, I never should forget it. Will thou not, Jewel, quoth he, and pretty foolish didn't, said I.
Enough of this, I pray thee, hold thy peace.
Okay. I was trying to do her with a little low class, a little bit lower. It was just an experiment
Thank
rather
you.
than my own voice, own sound. I was trying to make her, a poorer person,
Okay, so I
So it's an
have
experiment.
Ariel.
Okay.
Okay, and I have 4 Ariel songs I wrote. They're short, they're a few lines each.
Okay.
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 The king and his followers. Wait. I think I need to look at this. Because I have not. There we go.
Well,
The king and his followers, confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them, all prisoners, sir, in the lime grove that weatherthens your cell. They cannot budge till your release. The king, his brother, and yours bide all 3, distracted, the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and grief, but chiefly him that you term, sir, the good old Lord Gonzalo. His tears run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Your charm so strongly works them that if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender. Mine would, sir, were I human.
that's very nice. I like
And
that.
for
What
the
is
song,
that? What is that?
Ariel. And then for the
Oh,
songs, I've got Come unto these yellow sands, and then take hands. Uh, something when you did, and kiss the. Oh, let me look. I gotta look at the words. So I made up the melodies, but I need to look at the words. Yes. Come unto these yellow sands, and then take hands, curtsied when you have, and kiss the wild waves who whist, footed feetly here and there, and sweet sprites the bird and bear. The watchdogs bark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chanticleer, cock-a-doodle dow. And then I've got full fathoms 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Seen him sourly ring his knell, hark now I hear them, ding dong bell. And then I've got, while you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy his time doth take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and be there. Awake, awake. And then where the bee sucks, there suck I. In the cowslip's bell I lie. There I couch when owls do cry. On the bat's back I do fly. After summer merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now. Under the blossoms that hang from the bough.
that's
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was great.
I look at
Did you make those
words.
songs for them?
I made up melodies. I
They're
make up
beautiful. They're
that
excellent.
when I played
I enjoyed them.
in King Lear for Prague Shakespeare. I made up
Mhm.
melodies to all the fool songs.
They kind of come out of you. I know that I've tended to do that, and I could never repeat it because I
But
don't.
I wrote it down. I play recorder. I don't sight sing, but I play recorder. So then I
So
pick
you
it
know
out
how to write music.
recorder and wrote down what the things were so I would remember.
So do you write music like with musical notes and everything and
Well,
scales?
I did those, but it took me a long time because I had to play it on my recorder, see what it
Right.
is on the recorder,
But-
and then, and then I could do it because I didn't want
And
to
then
forget.
I was going to say, because like, Jimi Hendrix, he didn't write or music at all. He just
I'm
played.
not trained. I'm not.
Mhm.
I can do it on recorder, but I'm not sight singing.
I was just, so that's how you remember it. Yeah.
Well, if
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, I sing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the Full Fathom Five really sounded like an Irish kind of
Yeah.
lament sort of song, you know.
What,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
was that? What was that from, the last song?
They're all four songs were Ariel songs in The Tempest. I've
Uh-huh,
been dying to do
Uh-huh.
Ariel, and I'm also dying to do Gonzalo.
uh-huh.
Those
I
two.
was thinking a lot about Ariel today, actually.
I'll
Not a
do
lot, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do any role, in Tempest, but I want to do those two.
Yeah, no, I saw a production of The Tempest where they cut out Gonzalo.
Oh
And
no.
I mean, you can't do that because he's really the moral center of the whole thing.
Yeah.
He saved their
Yeah.
asses.
Yeah, he saved their asses. Also, he has a speech that's like Bernie Saunders, He's like,
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
sweetheart.
and I love it.
He's a sweet guy, but Gonzalo, who's the only one there with
Yeah.
Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a nice scene in Midsummer Night's Dream with Robin Goodfellow and the fairy, Act 2, Scene 1. If anyone wants to read that, I would do the fairy. Does anybody want to do Robin?
Why don't you do something? Is it David? What?
No, it's
That's
Michael
Michael.
who's here.
Michael. Why don't you do something?
I'm having a smoke right now. Can I do them? I have to go get the text in my.
Yeah, no, I can do that with you, with you, Jackie.
You want to
I'll
do? Do you
do
want to
it.
do Robin, and I'll do
Yeah, you
the
do.
fairy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do the fairy. Yeah.
Okay. Act 2, Scene 1.
Okay.
In your
How
Midsummer-
now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Oh, over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to do her alms upon the green. The cowslips tall, her pensionants be, in their gold coats spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles live their savors. I must seek some dewdrops here and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here anon.
King doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight, for Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that she, as her attendant hath, a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forests wild. But she, perforce, withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish spirit called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he that frights the maidens of the village, skim milk, and sometimes labor in the kern, and bootless make the breathless housewives churn, and sometime make the drink to bear no barm? Mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm. Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Thou speak'st aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon, and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a silly foal, and sometimes lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in the very likeness of a roasted crab, and when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale, the wisest on't, telling the saddest tales. Sometime for a 3-foot stool mistaketh me, then I slip from her bum, down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough, and then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth, and knees and swear a merry hour was never wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon.
Right, and then goes into our scene, and you
Remember,
lovely.
just
That
with
was
that he was gone.
Yep.
that was so
And that-
nice.
Oh, you know that one, Paul. You've done it, huh?
He knows it all. He knows the whole canon by heart. Everything.
No, I don't. I know a lot of them, and I know this play particularly well because this is the one I've been in the most productions of, I guess. So
I was
but,
Aegeus
never
in a
played it.
production,
Oh,
and I
sounded good.
was Peter Quince in a production.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we've done it a number of times where Marin has cut it down to about an hour, and we do these mini midsummers at Patterson. We
Nice.
did them by the falls and at the Patterson Museum. We did it last September, and so that was nice. And Patterson still hasn't paid us for it, so hopefully
Oh.
they'll get their crap together and do that.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
a lovely one to do outdoors in the summer. It's like
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there is something so great. I mean, that Shakespeare really does lend itself to outdoor performance, and I
does.
mean, there is just something that feels so special about that. And there's so many great places. I mean, for me, I mean, Shakespeare and Company up at Lenox, Massachusetts. It was so great. I mean, I first started going when they were at the Mount, the Edith Wharton estate, which Tina Packer and all the people there had saved, and sort of created this whole Edith Wharton restoration fund to make the Mount beautiful again. And then they kicked Shakespeare and Company out. But Shakespeare and Company just sort of moved down the street, and they've got a really lovely complex now, and they've built a new outdoor theater, and they've also have a sort of under a tent, kind of a the plan was to try and build a replica of the Rose Theater. And but they haven't secured sufficient funding for that yet. But they have a number of really great spaces, and they really just appreciate, I mean, the power of doing Shakespeare outdoors. And I know there's a lot of stuff in New York, all sorts of places. In addition to the Shakespeare in the Park, there's the Shakespeare at the Soldiers and Shakespeare. A Soldier and Sailors Monument by the Shakespeare Company there that does a lot of really good stuff, and lots of places all over the city. Also at Summit Rock, a lot of people do things, and it really is great because he really did love nature.
Yes. Wow. I did a taming of the shrew at Riverbank State Park in the arena there, outdoors. I forget which company it was with, but this was a while back. But we made our entrance to the arena, walking across the field, and we were barefoot, and there was a whole flock of geese. I spent a whole summer washing goose shit off my feet. It was a great show. I mean, it was
They
really
also
fun.
geese run after you too. They can really bite your ankle.
They didn't bite us, but yeah, they did their thing.
Yeah.
They did us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's like, even though it's like doing barefoot Shakespeare is something to beware of. So yeah, and I mean, there are definite sorts of scenes for different things, and I mean, in Winter's Tale, even the title is mentioned in it: "A sad tale's best for winter."
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Mhm. Well, Michael, got anything to do?
You're muted. I don't know if you're saying anything, Michael, but you're muted if you are. Um, so,
I was looking on my PDFs on my phones because I don't have my computer on right now. I'd have to turn my computer on and take a few minutes
or
because
anything
that's
you
where
know
my
from memory
PDF
or
is.
anything.
And I could just look around for a random PDF and we could read a scene from whatever I pick. How's that? I was thinking about Midsummer, but maybe we should just pick up a random scene. What do you think?
Well, something that you know or something that relates to
I
some.
don't know. I'm just gonna look on PDFs and see what I've got loaded on the computer from past readings. I mean, I know the one I'd love to do, but
What would you love to do? What would you love to do?
I love that Henry Ford scene where the scene in Henry IV with when he sits and talks with Falstaff and the guy before Falstaff, his host. I can't remember the guy's name. About what's his name from Merry Wives of Windsor.
Well,
What do you mean, Shallow? You mean before part two
Yes,
with
yes,
Shallow and
yes, yes,
Falstaff?
yes. Yeah, but it involves too many people. It's just such a fun scene. I love that scene.
That's the scene that's got the line that Orson Welles used for his Falstaff movie. That for we have heard the chimes at midnight.
Yes.
midnight, yeah.
What? I don't know. I just feel like maybe, let me have to turn the. Oh. No, here's what I can do. I can read it on my cell phone and read it off my computer.
Go ahead.
But I got to get to it. I'm trying to turn my computer on. I don't. So do something else, meanwhile.
Talk amongst ourselves.
Well, I mean, I think that it's like, yeah, obviously with the histories, there's lots of sorts of tie-ins, such as like, I mean, the battle, which was it, Towton, or the one where Richard, Duke of York, gets killed, you know.
Oh, right, that one, yes. I
Margaret.
love that. I love Margaret in that scene. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
She-Wolf of France.
The She-Wolf of France. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Lion in Winter. I would love to do Eleanor before I get too decrepit. Lion in Winter. And that's Eleanor. There's so many different representations of Eleanor in different plays.
Yeah, well, because she's also in King John.
In
as,
King John, yeah.
as-
There's a great Eleanor Constance thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
My screen got screwed up. I gotta fix it.
I would love to do the Falstaff thing, but I haven't. I would want to practice it. You know, Falstaff's honor speech. I love that.
Yeah.
This is gonna take me a few minutes.
I can do Gonzalo while he's waiting.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay. Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, as have we all, of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant and the merchant, have just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation. Few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Nice. Thank you.
That's fun. Yeah, that's the other one I want to do. And before I do anything else in Tempest, I must do Ariel and I must do Gonzalo. Then I'll do anything anybody wants me to do. Yeah.
Yeah, they are such rich parts, and I mean it's such. I mean, The Tempest is the play that's generally sort of accepted as kind of Shakespeare's last play, or at least sort of like his last play that he pretty much wrote on his own, because a lot of people think that Henry VIII was written later, but it was and Two Noble Kinsmen may have been later, but they were in collaboration with John Fletcher, who was sort of, as Shakespeare transitioned out of being the company playwright, John Fletcher was becoming the company playwright for the King's Men. And but I mean, I think it's it's also in the first folio. They put it first as the first play. So
Mhm.
because it was one of the things he was known for. Although Angus likes to make the point that we think that the original productions were not at the Globe, but at the Blackfriars, because there's a lot more of things with sort of special effects, like stuff with the mask and stuff like that, which really
Yes.
sort of speaks to being done for an indoor theater, for because it's also there's the difference that we just think about. Well, Shakespeare had the Globe, and it was like, and the wonderful thing that it was, theater was for everyone, for all classes of society, that the rich would, I mean, that you'd have the groundlings who just pay the penny to get into the yard and would stand in front of the stage. And then if you had another penny, you could get into a box. And if you got another penny, you could get a cushion for your chair and
Right.
things like that. And then the nobility would be sort of higher
Up
up.
in the galleries, yeah.
Yeah.
With
Things,
sheltered from the elements.
right, exactly. But then there was also these indoor theaters, such as the Blackfriars, which it was a big fight for them to get it open, because the local people didn't want to. Not in my backyard. I don't want a theater
Right,
here.
not those disreputable actor people. It's like bear
Yeah.
baiting, it's totally
Exactly.
disreputable. Yeah.
But it's also it was in a better neighborhood, so it was also for a higher class clientele, and probably more expensive as well. So
It makes sense for Tempest to be there, because Tempest is almost like a musical. I mean, there are all these musical things and special effects, and you can go all out with Tempest.
yeah, and masks and
Yes.
yeah, it really is. It is sort of that, his one sort of thing of a mask, which is, it is interesting though that, I mean, Shakespeare was with the King's Men, but it was really Ben Jonson who really got into working much more closely with the court and putting together a whole lot of these masks that then the royal ladies would also perform in.
Yeah.
So, but we seem to have lost Michael.
Michael is doing whatever Michael does.
No, I mean, he's no longer a panelist.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he may have, in trying to find it, signed off. So we may just
Right.
hang on for a few more minutes in hopes that he can make it back.
Yeah. I've got, I'm studying, I read tarot cards. I've been doing that all my life. It's in the family on my mother's side, but I'm also studying to be an astrologer.
Oh yeah, well, Michael could talk to you for quite some time about that. He's
No,
very much into astrology.
I don't want to, but I have exams to study for.
Yes, well, Michael is back again,
Program.
so here he is.
I'm not going to hush. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm
He
studying for
probably
exams.
heard you, but anyways.
I'm studying for exams. There's a lot of things a lot of astronomy in it, a lot of
I'm
synodic
trying to
cycles,
promote you to panelist, Michael.
a lot of synodic cycles of planets, hardcore astronomy in it. It's hard.
You're studying to be an astrologer?
Astrologer.
I mean, my
Astrologer.
girlfriend is an astrologer. She taught me charts years ago, but I got bored with it. I did a couple of people's charts and then I quit.
It's a lot of work.
Wasn't
Oh,
quite.
astrology. Yeah, I heard you were talking about astrology. Yeah. It's something you shouldn't get married to, but it is definitely sometimes a frightening guide.
It works.
I mean, it is being played.
Okay, so Michael, do you have something you wanted to do, or?
Yeah, do something.
On the planet.
I like the
If
plant
you
in the
really
back.
want to be fascinated by it, then
Well,
you'll
you're a
see
Taurus,
it was
right?
a
Where's your rising sign? Do you
false.
know?
Me?
Yeah.
My internet is
Do you
unstable.
know your
it says.
rising sign?
Sure. Leo.
And what's your moon?
Taurus. Double
You're
Taurus.
double Taurus with Leo rising.
Mhm.
I'm a Scorpio, cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius, moon in Aries, and Aquarius rising, which is why
You're a Taurus ascendant, and you're proud of
Me?
loving your luxuries and comforts. Yeah.
No. I'm not a Taurus
he's a
rising.
Leo ascendant, a Leo ascendant.
Oh, you're not Taurus rising.
No.
You're, aren't you an
Leo
Aquarius ascendant? You're a Libra with Aquarius ascendant or Aquarius moon? I forgot.
Me? No, I'm an Aries rising. And boy, does it show.
Where's your moon?
Aries rise. I was just talking about that. We tend to jut our heads forward, and we always seem like we're in a rush, even when we're not.
Where's your moon? Your
Aquarius.
moon, Michael. Do you know your moon?
Aquarius.
Yeah, you're the reverse of
Aquarius.
me. I'm Aquarius rising, moon in Aries, and you're moon in Aquarius, Aries rising, right? And you're you know, my son is the same date, Libra, October 12th, the same as you.
Well, so Michael, was there something you wanted to do?
Yeah, do something.
Poo-poo it because the planets are not in the same position as they were 2,000 years ago.
Okay, well, the astrologers do sort of tell I mean the say that that Caesar shouldn't go forth on the Ides of March, but he doesn't listen to him.
He doesn't listen to
Well,
him. Yep.
There's also an eclipse of the sun and the moon during King Lear.
Eclipses always traditionally.
Eclipses.
Okay, this is something in
Yeah,
Shakespeare.
actually, I gotta tell you, I, I, I did a really freaked out
Can't hear you,
thing.
Mike.
Michael, we're
Sometimes
having
I think
trouble
about
hearing
that.
you.
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, what's going on?
There's
I
lots of
know.
it in Shakespeare. That would be a subject for a forum. There is so
You
much magic and
can't hear
astrology.
me at all? You can't hear me?
We
Mhm.
can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah, now it seems better. Yeah.
All right. No, I have an unstable connection, it said. How's it now?
Now we can hear you. Do you have something you want
No.
to do?
Well, how about the Henry IV Part 2? Should we all play with
Why don't you do something? I've done
that?
a shitload.
I was gonna say that would be a
No,
fun
Michael,
thing to
it's
do.
really too late for that. Why don't you just do what you've got to do if you've got something you'd like to do?
Right.
I got nothing I really want to do. Nah,
Okay.
there's nothing screaming for me to do right now.
Yeah, I actually published a book, Come You Spirits, A Supernatural World of Shakespeare. I published this with Puck Press. It's by Milton Polsky, Warren Weiss, and Joanne Zapay, you know, which is looking at all of the supernatural stuff in Shakespeare. I mean, focusing, of course, on like Tempest, Midsummer, the Scottish play, Hamlet, Julius Caesar, you know, because there's a lot of supernatural stuff in Shakespeare.
Oh yeah.
To go with, and so
Hey, Paul, what you know Autolycus. Why don't you do that one?
the from the Winter's Tale.
With the tail, yeah, you know that by heart.
That's a nice finish to the evening.
Yeah, I don't know it by heart, unfortunately, but I can open it up.
Yeah,
Which
One of my favorite speeches.
it's fun.
the one where his opening speech, you mean?
Said, ha ha, what a fool honesty is, and trust his one brother, a very simple gentleman. I have sold all my trumpery. Not a counterfeit stone, not a ribbon, glass, pomodore, brooch, table book, ballad, knife, tape. Anyway, Paul, you do that
No,
one.
do it. You were doing it great. Do
Yeah,
it.
keep going. Just keep
All right.
going.
Okay, not a counterfeit stone, not a ribbon, glass, pomodore, brooch, table book, ballad, knife, tape, glove, shoe tie, bracelet, horn ring, to keep my pack from, from fasting. They throng who shall buy first, as if my trinkets had been hallowed, and brought a benediction to the buyer, by which means I saw whose purse was best in picture. And what I saw to my good use I remembered. My clown, who wants but something to be a reasonable man, grew so in love with a wench's song that he would not stir his potatoes till he had both tune and words, which so drew the rest of the herd to me that all their other senses stuck in ears, You might have pinched a placket. It was senseless. 'Twas nothing to gild the codpiece of a purse. I could have filed keys off that hung in chains. No hearing, no feeling, but my sir's song, and admiring the nothing of it. So that in this time of lethargy, I picked and lethargy, but in this time of lethargy, I picked and cut most of their festival purses, and had not the old man come in with a hubbub against his daughter and the king's son, and scared my clogs from the shaft, I had not left a purse alive in the whole army.
Great.
That's a
Yeah,
great
Jackie,
piece.
that's a
Very
nice
good.
finish to the night.
That's a
Yes.
great piece.
That's very good.
Ah.
Yes.
One piece.
Autolycus from A Winter's Tale.
Yeah, that's
Wonderful.
one of my favorites, actually. Even though it's a man's kind of a man's things, I always liked it. Or
I like Falstaff's honor speech. I'm gonna do that like maybe next time I come in. I love that.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, so well, we have open forums, and also for anything you want to do, we're going to have other open forums this month on, well, what we assume is Shakespeare's birthday, April 23rd. What we observe is Shakespeare's birthday. We don't really know if that was his birthday, but we do think it's the day he died, and it could have been his birthday. So, and that's generally when we observe it. And so we will have two open forums out that day at 1 p.m. and 7:30. So anything from Shakespeare at all that you want to share or talk about why we like to celebrate Shakespeare, you can come back for that. We got more stuff coming on in April. On Saturday, there's an in-person Tempest reading at the Columbus Library at 10th Avenue and 51st Street. And then next week on Zoom on Saturday, we have Henry VI Part 1. Which has lots and lots of parts. So if anybody's interested and available, let me know.
I
Instant
could do
Shakespeare.
that. Next Saturday. Yeah, I'm free it's next Saturday.
The 11th. Yeah, April 11th.
What, Henry?
Henry VI Part 1.
Okay, I'll look at it.
And then the following weekend will be the April 18th. We're going to be doing a Zoom. The Henry VI will be on Zoom, and on the 18th we'll be doing Edmund Ironside, which is an anonymous play, which is quite possibly by Shakespeare, quite possibly Shakespeare's very first play, and that Derek Tarson is playmastering it. And then, as I said, on the April 23rd, on a Thursday, we'll have these open forums to celebrate Shakespeare. And then on April 25th, on the Saturday at 1 p.m., we'll do a Zoom reading of Shakespeare's poems, not the sonnets, but his longer poems, Venus and Adonis, The Rape of Lucrece, and The Phoenix and the Turtle.
Nice.
So
I'm
we
going
have
to
lots
start
of
reading
that.
them. I took it out.
Yeah, I have to start reading them.
I have the hard copy at the library. I took it out, so I'm going to start reading that.
I have everything in the
That's where
brick.
Yeah.
I have everything.
I know. Yes. Well, I've also
Yes.
have a
Small for
puck
me to
press
read.
edition of the Shakespeare poems, which I don't have at hand right now, but I can send people PDFs if they want. So I was
reading already about it before reading it. That the original Venus and Adonis does not have Adonis as a huntsman trying to avoid her. But that's Shakespeare's twist on it.
Yeah. Well, it was very popular. Venus and Adonis was quite popular. That's really what first sort of got Shakespeare's name, and the whole the sort of biographical theory behind it is that when the theaters were closed, one of the longer closures for the plague in the early 1590s, that's when Shakespeare at the time, and fortunately got a patron in the Earl of Southampton, to whom he wrote Venus and Adonis, which went through many editions. So.
And it was read and performed. It was performed many times. It was a very big thing. It was seen a lot. People do.
Yeah, well, because it's Shakespeare, and so yeah, you can do readings of it. So, and we have done it in the past, but we don't do it every year. But we're going to be doing it this year. So, and then next the first May, I guess it'll be the 7th or something. I think would be the next
I'm
Thursday.
doing Mary Wise of Windsor on 79th Street.
Yep, that's going to be coming up in, I believe, in May sometime. I'm
May.
working on the whole schedule and have it
Fun.
soon. But if anybody's interested, I mean, you can always email me at instantshakespeare@gmail.com. And thank you all for coming and participating in this.
Thank you, and that was particularly fun to do the fairy scene. That